Oh my God,
Jaymes. Oh my
Jaymes.
goodness. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Can you believe it? We became podcasters overnight, it feels. I feel like we have more than one, like we're multiplying.
Yes, we have 2 podcasts going now. We have this one. I have opinions too. But we also have a second podcast called Cruising Mr. Christmas, where we review Finding Mr. Christmas on Hallmark Plus.
Yes, and it's already been what they call a sleeper hit. We've already gotten a like from James Vaughn, and not Jonathan Bennett yet, but he did comment back, thank you for the podcast, before he deleted his reel.
Hey, at least it was noticed.
Again, and it got seen by tens of people, so that's what matters,
Today's episode is called Do You Believe?
Ooh, are you a believer? Oh, believer. Because Justin Bieber exists, right? That's like a real thing.
Are you a believer?
I want to say I was, but no, I never actually liked the music. I liked Beauty and the Beat, and that's kind of where I left it.
I like his song, Sorry.
Oh, right. I like the music video for that, because it's just all dancers.
It's all dancers.
Yeah, giving work to dancers, and that's what truly matters.
But no, we were just going to ask Jaymes some questions and see if Jaymes believes in it.
Okay.
Jaymes, did you believe in ghosts?
I mean, after my experience regaling like the haunted museum, do you think I believe in ghosts? The answer is no, I'm not a believer. But, I'm open to be proven wrong, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't outright deny anything, but if you can prove it to me, then I'm here, for the evidence, present the evidence, and we'll put a trial. That's kind of how I am.
You see, I think because of how I was raised, part of me still believes in ghosts. Because when I was little, I lived with like 7 aunts.
Yeah.
All superstitious. And they always talk about the kukui and all that.
I think that's more to get you to go to bed.
I know. But then that just scared me as a child. And it's just like, whenever I hear a random noise, I'm like, oh my God, what is that?
And you do sleep with socks on so the cuckoo doesn't like snatch you up, because that's the superstition, right?
Also religion. On top of that, they were all religious. So all these religious movies like The Exorcist and all that, when I was growing up, I thought all that was real.
I mean, to be fair, when those movies came out, there were a lot of people that thought they were. Mm-hmm. Like they had stories of like people running out of the theater crying when they saw the little devil girl because they thought like evil existed on the film. We don't have things like that anymore. I do miss that. I guess superstition's fun in that. I shouldn't call religion superstition. I guess believing in something is fun when it relates to things like that. But I don't know. I don't know why I don't believe in these things. It's just, it never was really anything that like bothered me. And also like, I'm fine with the idea that there's nothing after this. I'm totally fine with that.
It's just a blank space.
Honestly, people just die.
Well, then
I guess as morbid as that sounds.
I like to believe that right now, as this is being recorded, I don't think I believe in ghosts, but deep inside, the child in me is like, oh, you still believe it.
You still believe, yeah. I like to say that I am a believer, but I'm very much not superstitious whatsoever. When it comes to ghosts and anything, I'll go and humor it. Like I'll go to like a haunted like mansion or something with you, but I'm not going to believe anything until I'm getting chased Scooby-Doo style through doors,
So that means you don't believe in life after death?
I don't believe in anything.
Do you believe in rebirth?
No.
I feel like I kind of want to believe in rebirth because you see, I'm not scared of dying. That was like a fear when I was a child. Now that I'm an adult, I'm not scared of dying. So part of me is just like, what if I do get reborn?
Wouldn't that be nice? But again, like, I would only be into it. I'm into the idea if I can choose. Like, I don't want to come back as like a cricket or something. Like, that would suck. Or like where your lifespan's like a day.
Can you imagine if you come back as a tree?
Oh,
you live for a long time.
You live for a long ass time until someone chops you down or someone has like a gender reveal party and burns you down.
Oh, clock that too.
I mean, if you're in California, at least you get like a guaranteed lifespan. Like there's a chance your like death rate's higher. So you won't be a tree for very long. I think it's that Giving Tree book. I think that's fucked me up with that. Like honestly, that Giving Tree book will mess you up and make you never want to come back as a tree. Because all it is some little user-ass boy that just comes back and takes and takes and takes until you're nothing but a stump.
Oh, that life would suck.
Awful. And meanwhile, that tree is just like, it's okay. I love them. Take from me. It's like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, honey.
Mm-mm.
You better be like planting flowers around. Make me look pretty. Do something. Like just take my apples and never say thank you.
If I was that
Fuck
tree,
off.
what I would do is I would just drop all the apples at the same time. But make sure the apples are in that phase where they're really hard.
Yeah.
And just drop them so it hits them.
You know what? That book could use a horror reboot. I know Winnie the Pooh just got one and Mickey Mouse just has one. We need a Giving Tree horror movie where it like comes out of the soil like an ant in The Lord of the Rings and just takes its shit back. I want that movie. Or like someone comes back for revenge.
You know, we give out a lot of good ideas for movies.
I mean, honestly, Shel Silverstein, just sell it. Come on.
Anyone with a budget, go make it.
Yeah, truly. That one's for free, but make sure I have at least a bit part in it. I'll play the tree. I don't ask for much. I would like the starring role, though. I'd like to be the Giving Tree because I'm giving.
Now, do you believe in aliens?
Oh, you're going to hate me when I say this, but no, I really don't. I believe that people think they believe in aliens, but all the proof that's been brought to me has been either disproven or it's just simply not enough. I mean, I think it's really fun to believe in like Bigfoot and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't necessarily believe any of that.
You see, I believe in aliens because I'm like, it can't be just us in this whole universe. It has to be something else out there. And it's crazy how you don't believe in it. And we live like in the state of Area 51.
Oh, I know, right? Like we're in like the big place where like there's always alien sightings. But here's another thing. How come aliens never visit anyone rich or anyone famous? Like it's always somebody that lives in like a trailer park or like the outskirts of a town. Like people, they are the only ones that ever seem to get alien sightings.
Oh my God, can you imagine this whole time RuPaul has been partying with aliens?
Honestly, that'd be kind of sickening. Like wherever in Wyoming, just like at her ranch, I could see it. And she seems like the type to be cagey and not tell people about it.
Mm-mm.
No, those are my friends. You know, I have my work life and I have my home life.
No, imagine this whole time. They're somewhere back there just like giving RuPaul ideas for the next show, and it's an alien this whole time.
They're the ones that told her, franchise out, girl. Like, start putting these things in other countries. It's going to be big.
Yeah, because...
Or whatever, how our alien sounds. We have a little sound effect for how alien sounds. Auto-tune. I'm telling you right now, Australia is the season to go with. It will be a hit. Yeah, but aliens also, told her that.
I think they're preparing RuPaul for, like, in a decade or two, for Drag Race Moon Landing.
Ooh, Drag Race in space.
Yes.
I would do that season. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because space travel sounds like a bitch.
Oh my God. Did you hear about those astronauts that are stuck in space right now till like February?
No, but that must be really hard for them.
I can't live.
I really tried to care. I really, really tried to care.
You're like that tweet, like, low key, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care. Oh, well, that's what we'll talk about that. But yeah, I really was searching my soul for that one. I'm so sorry. If you're listening to this in space, I'm really sorry.
Maybe they don't have any internet.
It's true.
That's the only thing. I was.
Oh, then I don't feel bad. I'm not sorry then. That apology was so phony.
I would never want to visit space because there's no internet. I'm always on my phone. So it's like, if I can't do that.
Internet in space?
Well, not like here.
Well, aren't they like right next to satellites? That's like stealing cable, I thought. Like it's like putting cable up in someone else's house. You're like right by the satellites.
I'm not the astronaut.
You know, I'm not a scientist. I know a lot of scientists, so therefore I kind of qualify as one, but I don't know. I mean, actually, we decided in my last live stream that if I know one, then I can be one. So as a scientist, as an astrophysicist, I say now that there is Wi-Fi in space. We just installed that in the future.
Now, I had to hit original sound because I feel like you sound like a chipmunk right now. Or is that just your voice?
It's just my voice.
Ah.
I saw the auto-tune. I only put auto-tune on. I didn't do anything else.
I know, I hit original sound.
Oh, just like, can I just get this sound right?
Oh my God. The auto-tune has been active this whole time. The Wigglers just told us.
Oops. Well, you know what? Thrilling conversation had an auto-tune. You're welcome.
Wait, is it still active right now?
Download. Meet me at the download. Wait. Computer love. I want to be your Mansfield.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Is it normal? It's normal now.
It's normal now?
You have to hold it.
Are you guys shitting me? That was like 15 minutes worth of audio. It's fine. It's staying in. All right. That was a great break time, honestly. Technical difficulties will pop up. Yeah. Oh my goodness. If only I had a sponsor. Actually, a good time to take a break and do a sponsorship, I say.
It's the time for a shameless
Plug. Now, guys, you know I'm a busy woman, but other than being busy, I'm also beautiful. And you know what? It's not easy being beautiful. I need many tools to achieve beauty. First of all, I use Kimchi Chic Beauty, and I got quite the news for you folks. I actually have a brand new code. Now, Jaymes Mansfield still works, but I've been told you'll be extra, extra beautiful. 15% off more beautiful if you use the code Jaymes15. That's JAYMES 15 at Kimchi Chic Beauty. And you like my hair? I bet you do. You want to be beautiful? You want to be sickening? You want to walk down the street and make people hate you? Get a Jaymes Mansfield Beauty wig. This is the medieval wig, okay? Medieval, as in, you know, between mid and evil. I don't know where I was going with that one, but still, it's the medieval wig. It's got the cosplay hairline, and it's styled up gorgeous like this. It's Jaymes Mansfield Beauty. It's premium, baby. Oh, that was a great shameless plug. I feel opened up now. That was great. What are we talking about? You know what we should talk about? We just recently got done watching lots of television, Netflix to be in particular, but we just watched that new Martha Stewart documentary.
Yes.
Martha
on
Netflix. Let me just tell you this. I went into this with no expectations. I thought it was going to be a big old, like, loving tribute. Bitch, it got messy.
It did. Now, this is what I love about Martha as a documentary. She did not care that if they showed her acting rude.
She didn't give a fuck.
She signed off on that. Like, yeah, that's me.
She's like, yeah, that's me. What about it? I live for, like, the girl boss storyline. Like, they're really, like, saucing you up, like, sugarcoating it, putting it on thick, that Martha Stewart's this girl boss that built herself from the ground up. And then it turned on a dime and went right into the fact that, oh, but by the way, she's also an asshole. It's like, yeah, she's accomplished all this. She was the first female billionaire, but she's also a dick.
I think my favorite moment was when her two workers were cutting oranges.
Oh, yes.
And then one of them was cutting it with like a small knife. And she's like, what are you doing? You don't cut oranges with a small knife. Use a big knife. It's much faster. In a condescending tone, I was like, ooh.
I mean, she low-key kind of ate, though, because why are you using a paring knife to cut an orange?
That's what I was thinking, too. I'm like, she kind of ate. Because why are you using that small knife to cut an orange?
It's like, I love that, like, it has to be efficient and it has to be correct. Like, I would hate to work in that environment, but I love watching it on TV. I will say that. If it's not perfect, it just won't do. But I love it because, like, they had some messy gay PA interviewing her because, like, she was talking about her husband having an affair. And she's like, yeah, my advice to all women is if the son of a bitch is cheating on you, don't even waste your time. Just leave them. And he's like, but sis, didn't you cheat on him, like, in your second year of marriage? She's like, oh, I don't think that counts.
Oh, my God. I thought that's hilarious. She's like, I don't see me.
I don't see me.
That's the true definition of I don't see me.
I thought I told you don't bring that up. Bury that.
Now, what I do realize is everybody's trying to claim the title of the first influencer. And that is what they're trying to, like, make her, or they're trying to like rebrand her as that in this documentary as the first influencer.
I mean, in a sense, maybe for like the 90s, like homemaking department, sure. But even then, no. Because like you think about like the 50s and 60s, like Brownie Wise would like a fucking word. Like the women that organized Tupperware parties and things like that. Like Betty Crocker. There's a lot of girls that could take this title before you. Even if it's like a celebrity influencer, no.
Now, wouldn't the first influencer technically be like a celebrity that took like a sponsorship?
Yeah, or any celebrity that put a $sign behind their name and decided to merchandise, like that would be a thing. Like that's been a thing since like the 60s.
Now, wasn't Jane Mansfield technically an influencer as well?
I always say that like it's a very good way of like talking about her because she was one of those people that started merchandising herself and creating brands and things like that. None of them were really successful, but she was doing it. But like you could say like Ava Gabor or even people like that that started like wig lines and makeup lines. Elizabeth Taylor, I'd say she's more of an influencer than Martha Stewart was.
Well, Martha Stewart was like the influencer of the 90s.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say the first influencer.
Absolutely not.
Because you know who also tries to take that title? Paris Hilton.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
no.
Girl, even Paris Hilton tries to take that title too. I'm like, everybody wants to be the first influencer.
I mean, there is it like influencer in the sense that like they just tried to like, you know, get a lot of shit for free for being famous and just merchandise themselves and make people spend money on them.
Probably.
Because I guess in that sense, sure. But Perez Hilton, no, honey. You were a gossip columnist.
You know what this remind me of? That one time you met Angeline. And then she was selling the white shirt and the black shirt.
Baby, we can go on and say she's the original influencer, can't we? Because she's literally somebody with no talent. Like, she's a talent for having billboards. That was what she's famous for. If you don't know who Angeline was, in the 80s, she was this enigma of a woman who had these billboards all over Hollywood. And it would just say Angeline. And it was just her with her blonde hair and her big boobs laying on like a Corvette, right? And they're everywhere in Hollywood. And no one knew what she did. Like, she didn't sing, she didn't act, she didn't do anything. Like, she was just Angeline. She's like a Hollywood legend. Like, there's Angeline sightings. I met her in West Hollywood outside of a Whole Foods or something. Like, I made my friend Jason stop the car so I can stop her and like get like something from her. I walk over to her. I have basically a mug like this on and a black pea coat. That's all I have. I was on my way to a gig. And I stop in. She opens her trunk. It smelled like cats. And I don't think she had cats. But I asked her, like, well, how much is everything? She's like, oh, well, a t-shirt is $50. I can't remember what else she had. She had a lot of like crap in there.
Like vinyls?
Not even that. I would have got a vinyl, but I probably would have paid through the nose for it. But I was warned that you cannot meet Angeline and not spend a minimum of at least $65. Well, I spent more. What happened is she said, well, the t-shirts are $50. I was like, oh, okay, what colors do they come in? They come in black and they come in white. It's like, okay, well, I'll take a black one. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, but that one will actually be $75. And I was like, why? And she's like, oh, because they're rare. And I like sat there, like it passed through me. Like, I left my body physically for a second there, and I came right back down to earth. Like, that's the Raven flashback in my face. It's like, oh, I'll take a white one then.
Now that's a saleswoman.
That is a saleswoman. Like, she lied through her teeth. Those things are fucking rare. What? Like, it's been a rarity since you went back to the printing place to get them? Fuck off. I got a white shirt and I was happy. I didn't even keep that damn shirt.
Honestly, you should take a page out of her book.
Truly.
All the girls, honestly, the queens that go to DragCon and sell their merch, you guys need to start doing that marketing scheme. Actually, the black shirts are rare.
Actually, the smalls are rare. You want a small? That'll be $150.
Or like, they ask for this pin. Yeah, how much is it going to be? $10. How about this one? That one is rare, $25.
Truly, you know what? Maybe she was onto something. I was told that, like, I was warned, I should say, by meeting her, like, you're going to spend money on her, and if you can't spend money, she'll ask you to buy her food. Like,
that's kind of sickening. I think it's time to look at the Wiglet chat and see what topics they are recommending. Ooh. If you want to be part of the live taping in front of our live audience, which is the Wiglets through online, join the YouTube Wiglet section on YouTube's membership.
Yes, join us.
Duke mentioned, I got one of those $70 t-shirts from her. LOL. It kept going up in price the longer she talked.
That is a saleswoman, baby. It's like, it starts at $50, but the meter is on. Like, little did we know. Maybe that's what it was. I didn't know the meter was running.
She's so iconic.
She kind of ate with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so Louise and Duke and a few other Wiglets are saying, do you believe in life after love?
Y'all are stupid. Yes, I believe in Cher. Okay, Cher will outlive us all right? Yes, I believe that. I think that's the only thing I would truly believe in. I think that after we're all like dead and gone, Cher will walk the earth alone.
Honestly, I believe that as well.
That's actually something to look forward to. That's actually a pleasant thought after I leave this earth. At least when I know I shuffled off this mortal coil, I know Cher is going to still release an album and have its farewell tour. And
with the way global warming is going, it might happen really soon.
Sooner than I thought, yeah. Honestly, the way everything's going, like California might break off and we'll have oceanfront property. Okay, so Katie says Suzanne Summers would be one of the original influencers as well. And I have to agree with that. Suzanne Summers was an actress in the 1980s. She was on a show called Three's Company. And she famously left to like start her own series, but like they stopped her. Like the producer supposedly, she tried to have a series of the same character and they're like, oh no, you can't.
Oh,
we own it. So she had nowhere to go. So in like desperation, she started releasing the Thigh Master and like endorsing all these products.
Oh, wow.
Putting her name on everything. She had like vaginal cream at one point.
What?
Like the 3-way poncho, which was actually an outfit I considered for walking in on the Drag Race with. When they said have a reveal, I wanted to wear the 3-way poncho.
You should have.
I really should have, honestly. I should have just threw that one away. I wasn't going to win that Snatch game anyway.
And B-Rex actually wants to talk about holiday movies and music like love or loathe.
Ooh. You see, despite the fact that I believe in nothing, I think I worship Santa. Like, I love Christmas. I really do. Like, I love holiday music, and it never gets old for me. Like, I'm counting down the days with Mariah Carey. She's watching over us. That, I love Christmas.
Now,
I always love Christmas.
I kind of need Mariah Carey to drop another movie, and it should be a Christmas movie.
She has like a little kids movie about like her life that I never watched. Like, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Because, she's going to plug that song till the end of time. Like, it's going to keep going number one.
I think he's making her money.
Honey, I don't think she realized that she basically had created diamonds. Oh my God, but I love Christmas movies. I do. My favorite one is actually an unconventional one, Gremlins. That's my favorite Christmas movie.
Oh, work. Actually, that movie kind of creeps me out.
It should. It's what it's supposed to.
I thought you were going to say your favorite Christmas movie is The Bitch Who Stole Christmas.
Oh, fuck. I should have said that, shouldn't I? I mean, it is a newer classic. I'm letting it age a little more so that it could become a classic in everyone's households. But honestly, I felt that when I was filming it, like, we're capturing magic on film. By magic, I mean all of my scenes.
Now, would you say that Mariah Carey song is your favorite Christmas song?
No, it's not.
It's not?
It's not. My favorite Christmas song is actually Christmas Baby Please Come Home by Darlene Love.
Nice.
I like Phil Spector's like Christmas album because it has like the girl group stuff. Even though a lot of the girl group songs on there aren't that good. Like the Crystals really got the short end of the stick on that one.
You don't like the Ronettes?
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. And I think it's also the fact that like we had that little relationship with Ronnie Spector through DM on Instagram. That's a lot more special for me now. Like so much to the point like they invited me to her funeral and everything.
Yeah, we went. We saw one of the surviving. I don't want to say surviving.
I'd say the surviving because she's still alive. So Nedra, she's there. And that was a shock because like I didn't know what happened to her. So seeing her there was like, and I got to say hi to her and everything. Like I was like starstruck because like we were at the table and like right across me was Darlene Love. And I was like looking over, like stealing looks because I didn't want to like be weird because like you're just there as a guest, but they also wanted me there in drag.
Yeah, they were all staring at you because you were in drag.
So I'm like in full drag at a table, like just kind of like there vibing. But apparently Ronnie Spector loved drag queens and she particularly liked me. So she wanted like her husband basically said like she would have wanted you there. So it's like if Ronnie wanted it, I'll honor that.
I mean, like, I don't want to take any attention. You with a gigantic blonde beehive.
I know. But hey, I feel like that's in the spirit of Ronnie Spector. You have to wear a beehive. And I had my final homage to her on Drag Race with All Stars, my first runway. I did a beehive in honor of her.
My favorite Christmas song is Feliz Navidad. But I'm not going to lie. I kind of live for Ariana Grande's Santa Baby. When it first came out, I didn't know how I feel about it, but now...
Like Santa Tell Me?
Yeah, Santa Tell Me, that
yeah.
one. You see, this is why I'm not a drag queen. I don't remember titles of my favorite songs or lyrics.
Or the lyrics. I mean, I wasn't feeling it, especially when it came out, because it had like that really low budget music video. But it is a bop. Mm-hmm. And I think the fact that like her and Mariah have patched things up, I'm allowed to like her now. So that's always been nice. I appreciate her music more on a finer level now.
But talking about Christmas... We did just start watching Finding Mr. Christmas on Hallmark Plus. Not sponsored, by the way.
Not at all. But it's been illuminating, I'll say that.
We've been living, it's just a whole bunch of hot guys competing to get a lead role in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't want to be, the Debbie Downer of this, but like, I've watched Hallmark movies and like the men aren't really the center focus of them.
I don't know. I feel like they are now because I started watching, since we have Hallmark Plus now, I decided to take advantage of the subscription. I started watching other movies in there, and Jonathan Bennett is in a lot of Hallmark movies.
Baby, I'm pretty sure he's got like stock there. All right. He's on a 7-picture deal. It's like the old school Hollywood days. It's like, he's got a guarantee that he'll star in at least 6 of them. But yeah, I mean, he's worked his way up from a lampshade boyfriend because that's what a lot of the guys are in there. It's just like, what a kind-hearted baker. There are just going to be warm arms for you to fall into when all your plans go awry. I think this is something we were discussing on the pod where it was like, I think watching this has made my heart a little warmer.
I know, because we're rotted.
I'm open to the fact that I am evil. Like, I own it. All right. I know this about myself, but like watching Hallmark, at first I was like, ugh. I was getting the ick from like how much feelings were being like shared. And like everyone's like, you can do it, bro. I'm like, ugh. But now I'm like, oh.
Now,
I think them having abs help.
what I like about doing the podcast is that I'm acting like a Drag Race fan when it comes to this show.
Yeah.
I'm adding drama that is not there.
We're sitting there just like, ooh, I hope he comes in and just like throws a fit that he didn't win.
Well, the thing is, like, when you were on Drag Race, so many people overanalyzed everything you did.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's my turn to do that. Okay? It's my turn to act like that.
I can see it from like the other side. I see it from both sides now where it's fun to like sit in on the drama. It's like being in school and hearing a fight happening and you're just like, it's not your fight. So you can just like sit back and enjoy it. Like that's kind of like the feeling I think people get. But even when you're like in that reality show situation, like those fights, they seem a lot more intense because they have the music and the heightened drama and the sound effects. Like they have the stings and everything. But when it actually happens, it's just kind of like an eye roll. Like, oh, fucking hell. Can we just have our hour to do our makeup? Jesus Christ. Can you not? Are we not adults? I was the worst I have in that situation because I get so impatient, especially if like I'm told I have an hour to do my makeup. It's like, I better have my fucking hour. Don't ask me about my childhood. No one cares.
But no, it's my turn to act that way. And I feel like it's your turn to act that way too.
Yeah. And honestly, I've been having fun leaning into it. It's been a lot of fun. Because I usually was like rising above it because there was like 60K on the line, but now I don't care anymore.
Do you believe in patching things up? The only reason I ask this is
Patching
because...
things up? Like if you have a fight?
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
Because
Let's
the only
hear it.
reason I ask this is because, you know, I'm not on TikTok like that.
Uh-huh.
And I sometimes just scroll through things. But something from my past came up on TikTok.
Okay.
I saw that Jeffree Star and Trisha Paytas are back together doing a podcast. I was like, what? I thought like they had some drama
It
or
was for a
something.
podcast episode?
I think so. I don't know. I fully didn't read. I was like, I got so shook. I put down my phone. I was like, what? Is this real?
That's wild. You know, people are incredible and people have a capacity for forgiveness. Like, have you ever heard before? But like, I think people can patch things up. Even though like, wasn't it not like maybe 2 or 4 weeks ago, he was on TikTok mad because she said she doesn't remember why they're in a fight? But if that's the case, like, how can you be mad at that person? Like, how can you really be mad? Because truly, you're not the center of their universe. And I think that's one thing that we can learn as individuals is like, you think that a fight is a lot more intense and a lot more meaningful to somebody than it actually truly is. Like, you'd be surprised how little they think of you.
And then, no, like, I was shocked because I was like, wow, am I in my 20s again?
Is the internet going backwards? What's happening? Oh my God. Yeah, no. I mean, I give them 2 weeks, if that. I give them a podcast episode before they fight again. Because that's one of those things. It's like Azalea Banks, where it's just like, it's never going to come back around. Like, you know, that train's off the tracks, honey. Like, cheese is slid off the cracker.
I love how sometimes they, like, bring some stuff up. Like, didn't you just apologize to Sane? And she's completely like, oh, that was not genuine at all. I completely lied.
I completely lied with that apology. That was so insincere. I was like, you know what? I can respect that kind of honesty.
I'm going to use that. Not going to lie. If somebody ever brings stuff like, didn't you apologize to them? Like, that was a complete lie. That was not genuine at all.
I didn't mean it. I mean, words mean things, don't they? But yeah, I mean, I give them 2 weeks, a few months maybe max before it's a fight again. That's just the nature of that game.
Yeah, I feel like I'm too old to keep up with that stuff. It just popped up on TikTok.
You know what? I say if it peaks above 1 million in a few weeks, then they'll fight again.
But talking about influencers, okay. Oh my God, I feel like I'm in my 20s again talking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know who kind of has been slaying it for me?
Who?
Manny MUA.
Oh my God.
During Halloween, I was like, Manny, is Manny hot?
You see, I'm going to fight you on this because I was team Manny was always hot.
Oh, for real?
I always thought he was cute. I've seen him in person a few times, I guess. So, like, I got to see, like, he's actually really tall and really broad and, like, really muscular. And this was, like, back in, like, season 9 when I was at the finale and I saw him. And I was like, he's like a football player. Like, why does he look like that?
You see, all I saw was this. That's all I've seen.
I was gonna say, yeah. Like, shoulder up. Yeah.
Just, like, neckline up. But then he started posting his costumes and I'm like, oh, Manny.
Yeah, may I stop? Yeah, I was always team that I thought he was cute. Like, I think a lot of people get bogged down because of the makeup. I think that might be the thing that like stops a lot of people, but that's also just like a weird thing you have to get over. Like people wear makeup.
Oh, actually, I did see him once. At the Trixie Motel premiere party at Mickey's. We were all in the VIP area. He walked in, and I was like, "Ooh!"
Yeah.
Because I remember when I put you in drag, I was like, he doesn't know how to color correct. Knowing that well, I don't know how to color correct. I had like, when baby drag queens get first in drag, they think like they're the shit.
Yeah.
Like, they can't do nothing wrong. When I was doing your makeup for the first time, I feel like I had that baby drag energy.
Oh, you thought you were fierce,
and I was like,
up and coming?
Ooh, I am so sickening. I'm going to talk all my shit. But it was all in fun. And then so when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, I totally said he doesn't know how to color correct. But his makeup's actually kind of slaying in person.
And that's the thing too. It's just like, I bet you weren't expecting him to like actually watch my videos. He's told me a couple of times he does watch my things. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'll stop making jokes about you then. But it's always one of those weird things like, oh, you like to file back in your mind. Like, what have I said about you? What have I said? What have I said about you? Yeah, I've stopped apologizing for that at that point. I'm rotted. That's what I am. But no, like, he's a very sweet boy. I'll say that. Like, he's very, very nice. And he's very attractive.
Yeah. Man, those Halloween costumes, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Just to get on that subject again. Speaking of Manny Mue, this is something I'm not ashamed of. When I was doing that Drag Race finale, like, you remember I went to LA to go do it by myself?
Yes.
I may have rearranged some things. I felt like it was my wedding. So I was fixing the seat placements. They had me next to Morgan McMichaels and I think Sonique. So I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to get on TV with this. So I'm just going to grab my name and I moved it right behind Orville Peck and Manny MUA. Because I was thinking with my showbiz brain, it's like Manny's made it on TV like 4 times in all these finales. They're going to cut to him. And Orville, their core is going to cut to him. So I was like, oh, bitch, he's performing tonight. I'm doing it. I'm so sorry, but these Drag Race girls aren't going to get me on TV.
You're like, I'm going to get my 10 seconds of screen time.
I had no shame. That was my Jay Mansfield moment. Okay. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to go behind these because they're the hot topic right now.
Now you're producing yourself.
I fully was. It's like, you know what? I'm not ashamed of this. I came all this way. I'm getting on TV. They're locals. They don't care.
No, that is the thing. You did travel before you were on All Stars 8 and all that. You were traveling from Milwaukee all the way to LA just to attend these finales.
Yeah, like a dum-dum. Like, why was I doing that? Like, I would be like taking an Amtrak to Chicago to go on like a cheap flight to LA, sleep on Pandora's couch, and then go and show up at the finale, which took hours. No one ever tells you how long it actually takes. Like, you're sitting there in... I burped. It's like Wendy Williams. She burped and farted at the same time. I'm so sorry, you guys. Now, like, you're sitting there in these chairs and your corset and your pads for counted like 9 hours. It is so long. Why was I doing that?
I don't know. You really wanted those 10 seconds of TV time.
I truly did. Like, I was so hungry for it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get on TV.
You know what? If you were messier, you probably could have just started like a drama channel.
If I was messier, when someone won, I should have stood up and screamed, this is an outrage. Like, I really should have just leaned into it, you know? The things I could have done.
I mean, you have been in a lot of finales.
I should have fainted.
When Vegas came, you were in that one.
I was too. And I didn't even get on TV for that. But like when they announced the winner, I should have fainted. Like, I should have fell out into the like audience.
Next time. Okay. Now, if you see Jaymes at the next finale, you have to faint.
I will like get up and collapse. Oh my God. I should do it. Yes. It's happening. You heard it here first, folks.
All right, let's read a topic from one of our wailets in the live chat.
Okay.
Louise said, what traditions, if any, do you and Ernie have for the different holidays? Anything fun/weird traditions you remember from your childhood?
Well, I mean, nothing really weird from my childhood. It's kind of standard. Like we had like Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays, all that. As far as adults go and as far as we go, we don't really celebrate anniversaries or anything.
I know, that's kind of weird. I'm like...
We don't even know what our anniversary would be.
No, we kind of just been together for like 13 to 10 years. We say 10 because it sounds better.
We say 10 because it makes people feel less bad about their own relationships and them not working out. It's like, I'm so sorry that this is going strong.
I always say 10. I know last time we said it was 11, but it feels like more like 13 years.
It's been 25.
But we also 10. But no, we don't celebrate. No, we don't celebrate that much anymore, especially now that we live out here in Las Vegas and it's just us two.
Yeah.
All our family members are back in Wisconsin and we don't really get to go back as much because we also have a dog, and to find a babysitter here is kind of hard. And also, our dog doesn't like other dogs.
No.
So when we try to put him like in like a little daycare center,
it did not work out.
He did not pass.
That was embarrassing how quickly he failed.
Yeah.
Like we took him there. He wasn't even there for an hour before they called us. Like, yeah, it's not going to work out. I was like, did you even try?
Right?
You got to get to know him first, okay? But yeah, no, it was bad. And I think we were talking about it. Like we were like going to make a promise to ourselves that we're actually going to try and do more stuff. Like that.
We're going to try to do more stuff from now on. But for like, we do sometimes get together with friends here when they do like Friendsgiving. Because, you know, as gay people, you get to choose your own family.
We get to choose our families.
So yeah, we do. Because I remember one Thanksgiving, we spent it with some of the picker people that you've seen on Drag Race. John and Nick. Who's Lazy Susan, and I forgot John's drag name.
Oh, I don't remember, but he was Nynthia's drag daughter.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was fun. We went to their house and everything. We spent the Thanksgiving with them. I made rice pudding.
Yeah.
It was good. I never got a chance to eat any dessert because I called an Uber right away to go home. They wanted to play games. Here's the thing. This is also why we don't get invited things. And I own up to this. The second somebody says, all right, we should play a game, I immediately put my coat on. Like, I'm so sorry. I am out. I am not playing fucking charades.
That's what I do too. They always want to play charades. I'm like, I'm not playing charades. I was like, Jaymes, I think this is our time to leave.
It's like MASH, pop, like Mafia, all this nonsense. Like, I am so sorry, but I am not doing this.
We do. I think that's why we don't get invited, because we do leave every time.
I think I never picked up on it that maybe that's a bit rude to do. But I always have an excuse.
I don't want to play charades.
I just have to get back to my dog, my child. It's so hard being a single parent with little kids. I realize we've done that every single time at every party we've ever been invited to. The second they say they want to play games, we're immediately just like calling our Uber. Like, it's so crazy. My Uber's here. Don't make space for me. It's fine.
Do you know what's going on right now? The internet is breaking because apparently a squirrel and a raccoon got euthanized.
Really?
Yeah. And the guy...
What, were they like famous or something?
I think they were like Instagram and TikTok famous. I don't know.
They were squirrel and raccoon influencers?
Yeah. You see, this is how out of the loop I am. One day I just opened the internet and this broke. And I was like, this is a thing?
You see, I know like there's reels of people that like will rescue raccoons and like raise them as kids, like, a spell until they eventually release them. Like, you get your reels and you get your fun out of it and you make your money and then you're done. That's always what I assume happens. Like, certainly they're not going to keep this raccoon forever. It's
kind of sad. It is actually really sad.
I mean, that's horrible if it's your pet and they just took it from you. Like, what's the problem with having a squirrel? I mean, I'm from Wisconsin, so like my friend growing up, her family had a pet squirrel, and I just made a point never to go inside that house.
Well, also in Wisconsin, I think at the time, it was legal to have exotic pets.
Yeah.
I think it still kind of is.
I think we're one of those states where it still is. They're a bit wily up there. They're one of those types that will like pull out their rifle and say, you're not taking my coyote.
Oh, the state where you have like exotic pets is Missouri.
Oh, Missouri, they don't care. Like, you can have full on like a death ray and they don't give a shit. They're like, oh, okay, you want an alpaca and a lion and a tiger? Go for it. It's fine. The whole Wizard of Oz song, take it. We don't care.
Yeah, I can't keep up with the animal influencers. I don't even keep up with like people influencers.
They're exhausting in themselves. But no, that's sad. I mean, I feel sorry for them. Like, that sucks.
But the guy that owned the raccoon and the squirrel is actually really hot.
Oh yeah. I remember you showing me this. This is the part where I stood up and paid attention.
Talking about animal influencers.
Yes.
Mudang is how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
It's actually getting canceled.
Wait, isn't he only like months old? Was he just born this year?
The internet does not care when it comes to canceling.
Wait, is this a record? Is this in Guinness Book now? Like the fastest cancellation? Wait, how do you get canceled when you're like literally months old? What did he do?
Apparently he predicted that Donald Trump's going to win the election.
Oh, it's not looking good.
It's not looking good for you, baby.
Oh, I'm so glad I never jumped on the Mudang train. Like, I'm so glad I never thought this little baby hippo was interesting whatsoever.
The first comment I read is like, throw it in the oven right now.
And you know what? Good. Fuck that hippo. Yeah, that's crazy. That is like the fastest cancellation ever recorded. Like, from birth. Like, the career was over immediately. That's hysterical. Yeah, I dodged a bullet with that one. Glad I never jumped on that train.
Hack, our Wiglet, actually has a question in the chat.
Okay.
Do you believe in Black Friday shopping?
Oh, here's the thing. That's another thing where like you believe and it's gonna be like this amazing thing and you actually experience it. I've experienced it from both sides. So I went Black Friday shopping at like Walmart and my sister back in the day. And I learned quickly it's just a bunch of shit that doesn't sell throughout the year. And that's what the deals are on. It's like it didn't sell throughout the year, so now it's marked down to like the lowest price they could possibly get away with making a profit on. But I also worked at Clinique for Black Friday, and I feel so bad for the poor girl that was scheduled with me because I forgot I was scheduled, and I came in 2 hours late, and she was like crying on the phone, begging me to come in, and yeah, I took my time that morning. That was truly the darkness inside of me. That was like, I'm so sorry, Vanessa, but I think you got this. I think you got it. I'm going to take a long shower and I'll be there when I get there. But it's also because I just got on Drag Race. So it's like, I was kind of just waiting out that job. So I didn't care if I made commission or anything. That was my darkness. That was that was my shadow self.
And you know, that was some confidence from you. You're like, you know what? I don't care. I got on Drag Race. I know I went home first. Fuck this job.
It was literally me just earlier you telling me about the astronauts where it's like, ooh, that sounds rough.
You with that meme, I accidentally became important at work today.
That's what they say about Chapel Roan. Like she's giving that energy of somebody that just suddenly became important at work and they're hating it now.
Oh, I do remember now we're talking about influencing and people that you've met that watch your YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
You met Chappelle Roan's hairstylist, and they actually said they do watch your YouTube videos.
Yes. I'm at Broom Broom Boulevard. He came up to me at the after party, and we're upstairs looking at all the like displays. And he mentioned that off the cuff that he's her hairstylist and he has watched my stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I love her. And it's like, I've heard that so many times now. And it's one of those things where it's like, you're always on my page, but you never double tap like me. Like the pettiness takes over for like a second and you pull yourself out of it because you're like, Jaymes, literally you put it out there. It's research at this point. Like you can't get mad about that. Oh my God, people used your tutorials. How crazy.
But also for us, it seems like a regular thing because we've been putting out content every week for like 7 years, I believe. Or when did we start the YouTube journey?
It's over the 200 mark now as far as wig videos go.
So all the younger generation is grown now and are getting jobs out here. So that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing is just like, I never think about it that way.
Me neither.
Even when I'm teaching classes, I don't think I'm that important. But I guess like people are willing to pay an amount to like learn from me in person, which I always think is very absurd. Like I didn't even finish college. I barely went to college. Okay. Like I barely graduated high school. Why would anyone want to learn from me? I'm not qualified for this.
I mean, when it comes to wigs.
I mean, yeah, I do know about that.
Because there are so few things that you have taught me that you haven't put out on the internet yet.
It's true. You have to actually come in person to learn that from me. We have to be cagey about some things. That's what I learned. It's like you can't give it all away.
But I feel like you gave enough to where like people have actually come up to you, told you like, hey, thanks to you, I started a wig business.
Yeah. This beautiful girl in San Francisco came up to me after a show and said that. And she was like making a point to stop me and like tears welling up in her eyes to tell me. I was just like, oh God, like I didn't even think, you never think it's that important. That's what you don't understand. And it's like, oh, I guess when you put it that way and like I think about it that way, I suppose. Not that I suppose it is. Like, okay. It's, again, like, it's that dismissal of everything and that imposter syndrome thing where it's like you don't think what you do is important. And then when you hear that it actually is, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I guess I am that important.
Oh, work, slay. I'm happy for you.
All right. So another do you believe question from Louise.
Sure.
She asked, do you believe in horoscopes and crystals, tarot cards, and stuff like that?
No, but I love it. I will say this, like I will humor anyone that's super into astrology or horoscopes because I think they're all nonsense. But like I remember there was one gig I was doing where like the person is very, very difficult. Like the client that owns it was very difficult. And she's super into like numerology, which I guess is like some offshoot of like astrology, right? Where it's like all about the numbers of your life. What time of day were you born? Like down to that minute detail. And she was just like, I know all this information. And I'll tell you this right now. I don't know how I pulled it off because I pulled all that shit out of my ass. Like, I don't know what hour of the day I was born. You're lucky I know my birthday and my social security number. So it's just like I had to like fish out of my brain something that would have made sense. Because even my own mother didn't even know. She didn't even write it down in my baby book. She didn't give a shit. She saw that medical bill and said, well, fuck it, the kid's here. I don't care anymore.
Because I think it's like $30,000 to have a child.
It's expensive. And that was her fourth kid. So she's like, I don't give a shit anymore. But it's like, yeah, like, I don't care. Like, God. So yeah, I was like, well, that was no help. But thankfully, she liked the numbers I gave her and I got the job. But I was like, oh, but it's like such a weird Hollywood thing to be so into that. Like astrology can run my life.
You see, I never believed in like the horoscope stuff, but I feel like everybody uses that like as an excuse to act like
an asshole,
like not a good person. Like, I'm sorry, I'm an asparagus. That's the only reason I did that.
I'm so sorry. Jupiter is in Gatorade right now. I'm so sorry I ruined everything. Yeah, no, you're just an asshole. It doesn't matter what time of the day you were born. I'm sorry.
But some things I do read, and I'm like, is this all subjective? Or, because, you know, as humans, we are capable of being mad, like being nice, being a bitch, being sad, crying, all that. So when I read sometimes the Scorpio horoscopes, I'm like, is this me? I think they're describing me.
But it's also because they make Scorpio sound like the bane of everyone's existence. It's like, oh, so you want to read a villain origin story, do you? Look at the Scorpio horoscope. It's like literally that. Like they make you guys out to be like the most difficult, horrible people to be around. And honestly, all it means, like what I've noticed, like a trend with Scorpios is that you're not very trusting. Like if you break trust, bitch, you fucked up.
Also, talking about horoscopes, I know RuPaul talks a lot. Well, he is a Scorpio. He was actually born November 17 as well.
Yeah.
And that's my birthday as well. Sometimes his reels pop up and he talks about Scorpio and then gives you like some advice. I'm kind of like, I actually kind of take it because I'm like, I was born the same day. He's a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. So I feel like in that part, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's basically telling you to be a better person based off his experience. But I'm just like, I feel like that's when I believe it. For some reason, I feel connected to RuPaul. Okay.
But also, if you read his books, like he owns up to the fact that he was capable of being a bitch in his life. Like there were moments he wasn't perfect, like everyone in this world. But yeah, when it comes to horoscopes, I think that people that get really, really over-invested in it and like will take that as like the reason for why they misbehaved, that's very immature. Like, no, that's not your get out of jail free card for being a dick. Like you were a dick. It's fine. Like we all have our bad days. Just own up to it. I think that's something that bothers me about a lot of stuff. If you can't just stand up in it and own up to it, just say you did it. It's fine. I'm not going to be mad.
And then I actually met RuPaul. You weren't there, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was during DragCon. I had to go use the bathroom. And next thing you know, I guess I was in an area I wasn't supposed to be. Oh. But there was RuPaul right in front of me. He is really tall.
Oh, yeah.
So he is really tall. And I remember he just stared at me because I had little red jacket with the eraser checkerboards across.
Oh, I remember this jacket, yeah.
So yeah, so he just kept staring at me. I feel like he had like a marketing idea, but then I didn't see a jacket come out. I was like, oh, I'm going to see this in the stores. And then I didn't see it.
She's like, that could be a hot topic. Yeah, I mean, RuPaul is really fucking tall. When I was doing Bitch Till Christmas, it was like her and I was right behind her and she's in like those 15-inch heels. It was like a skyscraper was standing in front of you. It was tall, bitch.
Yeah, and he was really nice to me. I didn't ask for a picture because I'm like one of those people that meets famous people and don't ask for pictures.
Yeah.
And I guess I should have
asked. He said, this brain is my picture.
Yeah, I was like, I have the memories of it. But now that I'm getting older, I was like, wow, I have no physical evidence that I've actually met people. Because I've actually met the Amigos at a Chili's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I remember that. Oh my God. I wasn't there for this, but I remember the story.
Yeah, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I met the Amigos at a Chili's. And no one believes me. I was like, it was me and my friend Jade. And next thing you know, our waiter comes over and was like, oh my God, you guys, the band Amigos is here. And I'm not going to lie, at that time, I didn't know who they were. But then...
We didn't even know who Cardi B was at that point. Like, she wasn't even famous yet.
No, not yet. But later on, I realized I was somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be. I was walking out of the Chili's. I guess they had that sectioned off, but I didn't see it. So I walked right past them while they were eating their food. So they were looking at me all crazy. And I just didn't care. I just walked past them. And I remember I saw Offset coming into the Chili's. And he just kept there looking at me weird. Like I wasn't supposed to be there, which I wasn't. And I was just like looking at him. And then years later, when I saw that Cardi B started dating someone, I was like, I saw him outside of Chili's.
So it was you at Chili's that quartered off the booze right by the bathroom, inconveniencing every customer in the shop. Yeah, that one. Yeah, okay. I mean, again, like, why would you care?
But that's the thing. Like, I tell people, oh, I've met the Migos before. I've seen the Migos before. And not actually met, but I've seen them. And they don't believe me. So I was like, should I just pull down my phone and I'm like...
I mean, I think the other celebrity sighting you had was when you were a dancer and you met B.O.B.
Yeah, I actually have a picture with him.
Yeah. And he was nice from what I understand. I wasn't there for that either. I don't have that many celebrity encounters. Well, that's not true. I do actually at this point now. I think about it. I do. Yeah. Like I met Idina Menzel when I did Pride in London. And she was very, very nice. I feel bad because like Carl and me were joking about it because like I mentioned I was going to do this and I was like a little nervous because she's like actually worldly famous. And he's like, oh, well, you should break the ice by saying, oh my God, Idina Menzel, you did background vocals in that movie Camp. You're like famous. I was like, that's so good. I'm taking that. And like, I got up to her and she like literally grabbed all her shit and put it right next to mine to get ready. To that point, I was like, I couldn't even bring it to myself to make a joke about her. I was like, you look great tonight. And then I like fluttered off.
Yeah, you see, I feel weird asking for pictures because I'm like, I don't want to bother their day. I feel like the memory's enough. But now I'm thinking about it, like, no, I probably should have just asked. Or the worst I could get is a no.
Yeah.
And if they are rude to me, I have a story to tell.
And honestly, like I got a picture with her. Like she was the one that insisted on a picture. Like she made sure we all got something.
Yeah. I do remember asking a picture with Linda Perry.
Yes.
I met Linda Perry once at the Viper Room because she actually produced all these great albums. So that's why I was a fan of Linda Perry. Plus, I knew her from Four Non-Blondes. The song What's Up, I love it. But she also produced like some of my favorite albums like Strip from Christina Aguilera, Misunderstood from Pink, and then Gwen Stefani's
Love Angel Music Baby. Yeah.
Love Angel Music Baby. So when I met her, I was like, oh, I have to ask her for a picture. Plus, I was there. I was going to be an extra for one of her music videos for her band, Deep Dark Robot. So I was like, the worst I could get is a no. But she was super nice. She took a picture with me.
I think my only gripe about that, because I wasn't here for this, but I was mad secondhand for you, is you were there for hours at the Viper Room filming that music video, and it got scrapped.
Yeah, it got scrapped. I don't know why, but it got scrapped. They came out with a different music video, but for me, that experience was cool because I still didn't know anything about cameras. I didn't get into like cameras or anything till I feel like after that. I feel like that inspired me seeing that whole setting. And then for a short period of time, I was like, oh, I am that bitch. I'm going to be in a music video. Before I knew it was going to scrap, I was like, I'm going to be in a music video. So then I went back to Milwaukee and I auditioned for a commercial for Summerfest over there, which is basically like an iHeartRadio, but for Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is huge. A lot of stars go there.
It's the biggest music festival in the Midwest.
Yeah. And I got the commercial. So, but it wasn't like no leading thing. The leading girl was here. I was literally right next to her. So I'm literally in that commercial. And I was like, oh, I'm that bitch.
You were like Mike Wazowski, though. Where it's like you were set in focus. It's just this little logo went over your face.
But after that, I just didn't pursue anything like that because I decided I want to be behind the scenes. And then that's what I did afterwards.
I mean, you were the one that like got really, really into the behind the scene things and got very into like the camera work. Like any stupid idea I had, we had to film it. And eventually got to the point where like you asked me until I eventually acquiesced and started doing the YouTube thing.
No, yeah.
Because for a while I didn't want to do it. I thought it was stupid.
And now look, all these years later, you got Chappelle Roan's hairstylist watching your videos. You have actually, I'm not gonna name, but you do have some famous people that actually watch your videos, which to me I'm shocked because I'm like, we're not like popular. We don't get like crazy views, but the people that watch your videos, I'm like, really?
Yeah. I'm always surprised, like, how did you stumble upon me? And I guess like they have weird interests too.
Yeah.
So when you like get to know like celebrities and stuff like that, some of the like most famous people you'll learn like they're weirdos too. Like they're really effing weird. They have the most niche interests you never expect.
Selena actually wants to know, would you take pictures with a fan if they ever stopped you in your day-to-day life?
Oh yeah, I have. Even if I'm out of drag, like I totally do it. Like it happened at the airport, like not even that long ago when I went to New York. I got stopped by a couple people and took some pictures with them. I don't care. Again, like it depends. Like I have to like assess the situation. If it seems like it's normal or it's fine, then I'll do it. But sometimes I will lie. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't. They won't let me. Even if I'm by myself, like, oh, sorry, they won't let me. I learned that from Jodie Foster. That was her way of getting away from doing an autograph or taking a picture. It's like, they won't let me.
Well, sometimes you do have to say no.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes they have like a problematic shirt on and you're like,
yeah,
no, I don't believe in that. Oh, you know what's crazy? At DragCon, you've never charged for a picture.
No, I never have.
And it's crazy because I'm like,
I didn't realize people actually were.
yeah, we found out that people actually charge for the pictures. And I'm like, wow. Well, what were we doing?
That's what I wonder too, is like, was I just like being overly modest? Like I could have been charging for that. I could have like $5 extra in my pocket.
Oh my God. Every time someone stops you for a picture, be like the showgirls here in Las Vegas. Do you want a picture? And then take a picture and be like, that'll be $25.
It's $25. This isn't free.
But if you want my left angle, it's $75 because my left angle is rare.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what blew my mind. Like, it was like the second New York drag con where someone asked us, like, so what do you charge? You like overcharging like everybody else? And I was like, people are charging for photos? Like, I'm not here to knock someone for doing that. Like, your business is your business. But I just thought it was like, oh, I didn't think you would have to do that. I mean, it's kind of commonplace.
Well, at the same time, it's a convention.
Yeah.
You have to make, after doing DragCon for like, well, you gave up doing DragCon the regular way where you just set up shop and everything because there's really not much of a money return.
It's not much of a money return. And again, like after your season's over, like the interest in you, it gets a little depressing after a while. Like when you see like a group of people just look at you and then walk away. Like you get that at least 3 or 4 times, you get over it really fast.
And then people were like having more fun when you were walking around interviewing people.
Honestly, I was having more fun because I could just retreat to the green room and not have to do anything at the end of the day.
And that's where you got, well, you always gave pictures for free. Even when people stopped you. I remember one person said, because the rumors were out there that you were on All Stars and then you were just walking around. And I remember one guy stopped, here, let me get a picture with you before you start charging.
Little did he know I would never come back. That was a rare thing to happen right there. Yeah, I'd never be back. Yes.
We should end this episode with me asking the final question. What do you believe?
Oh, what do I believe in? Okay, well, this is going to be a controversial yet brave statement from me. I believe in me. I truly do. Like, I manifest. I guess I believe in manifestation, like trying to make things happen for yourself. I think that's something I've like gotten more and more into. But that's not really spiritual or anything. That's just like putting good energy out into the world and hoping it comes back. I think that's the only thing I truly do that's a little like hokey pokey and like spiritually-ish. But no, like I believe in myself and like trying to make things happen for me, but I don't credit that to any bigger or greater being. Girl, I worked hard. I'm taking the credit for that. Okay? I'm taking the credit. They didn't put on the fucking makeup and the dress. I did that.
All right.
What do you believe in, Ernie?
I believe in me. I'm starting to believe in me. Actually, I'm starting to believe in just not caring.
Okay.
Like, I feel like as I'm getting older, I don't care about a lot of things. And, like, usually, you know, especially with online, people always try to, like, cancel you and whatever. I remember people came for me for the Wednesday dancing video. Like, that's the only video that went popular. People were like, cringe. All the conservatives got in there, started calling me all sorts of things. And I didn't care.
You can't. You truly can't. Like, you can't let that shit get down because honestly, half the time it's like, one, people that aren't brave enough to show their own face. And if they are, they shouldn't be. It's like, so why even let that bother you? It's just like you're living a fun life in Las Vegas while they're stuck in like, you know, fucking a coma or something.
But you see, that's what I believe in. I believe now in just like not caring about a lot of things.
And that's a beautiful thing. The power of not giving a fuck.
Yes.
That's truly a magical thing.
To end the podcast, we're going to plug. So we have this podcast, I Have Opinions Too. We have our second podcast, Cruising Mr. Christmas. Both of them are available on YouTube, but as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
You can listen to it in podcast audio form or watch us so you can see our beautiful visages.
Now, the Cruising Mr. Christmas video podcast is on my channel, which is Ernie Ray TV. It's ERNIEREYY TV.
Yes! Oh my God. Well, this is a fun little talk we had.
Yes. So if you have any topics, please contribute to the conversation by commenting down below in the video podcast or commenting on Spotify, because I just found out they could do that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
If you're watching the video podcast, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, give us 5 stars.
5 stars only, goddammit.
Until next time, see you in the live streams.
Bye. Bye.